be petty if I say good.
No, you're good. You want to see what I'm saying, and today I'm going to keep it like this. So AJ, on this morning, I don't know if you've seen it or not. I made a video about the national anthem again, right? And I had to. So I've made this video before, right? I've made this video before, but I had to go back and make it again, especially due to the fact of one. The NFL put out the ruling yesterday about the players can either come out on the field or stay in the locker room during the national anthem. Doesn't really matter to them, but it does matter to them because they made it a rule, right? Right. Then on top of that, the video was released yesterday on Milwaukee Bucks guard Sterling Brown, and it shows him being cooperative and being tased on a traffic stop. Worst come to worst, only thing that he should have gotten was a traffic ticket. Now, side note, AJ, I don't know, did you see the little boy, not the little boy, but the teenager who was in his driveway with his girlfriend right there filming it, who would not get out of the car?
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing because I was getting infuriated.
Yes, so he was in the car, he wouldn't get out, and I mean, you should have complied and just got out of the car, but he made a great point, but that wasn't the place to fight it, but it's like, you follow me. I'm in my driveway. And now you're trying to pull me. You're telling me to get out of my car on a traffic stop. You said my light wasn't working. So why aren't you writing me a ticket? Why do I have to get out of the car? That's neither here nor there, AJ. So, like I said, on yesterday they had the NFL ruling. Milwaukee Police Department released the tape of Sterling Brown being tased, even though he was cooperative, right? Which ironically, how does that work? The NFL has to have egg on their face now because everybody knows that the NFL, the anthem protest is based off of things that would happen on to like people like African Americans, like Sterling Brown. So I had to go back, AJ. So you see, although I'm a good-looking chocolate brother, although I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? Although I can adapt to any situation, like you can take me to the family reunion and I can kick it, or you can take me to a black tie affair and I can kick it there too. I can kick it wherever I'm at, right? But I'm really a nerd, AJ. Mom, thanks. Shout out to Roslyn Rice. Thank you for that. Used to read a lot. One day I'm going to tell you about a story about the time I got caught stealing out the book fair. How many times you heard a black person say that? Stealing a book. My 5th grade teacher bought the book, though, and said, you ain't never got to steal a book again. If you can't afford it, let me know. I will buy it for you. Shout out to Miss Heath. She was so fine at an early age. It set me right next to her desk. And she had a gold tooth. I was like, I know you was ready. Anyway. So, AJ, I'm a bit of a nerd. And when I say a nerd, because I'm a researcher as well. I need to go in and research what's going on. And you can't just pee on me and tell me that it's raining, because I'm going to need to know. So, what I wanted to do was tell these people now, during this Article 15, all my Vietnam veterans, welcome home. Germany, good night. All my active duty military personnel that's downrange, good night. Let's jump into this Article 15 right now. So, do you know how the Star Spangled Banner, which later on became the national anthem, let me tell you how this thing started. In 1918, all right? 1918, during World War I, the Chicago Cubs was playing the Boston Red Sox in Chicago. Now, during World War I, the military personnel was going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So, go to the war, back, right? So, when they come home, some of these people would play on on major league teams, major league baseball teams. And so, during the World Series, the Cubs had invited out the Army band to play during the World Series. So, during the 7th inning stretch, they began to play the Star Spangled Banner. In 1918 now let me tell you, the Star Spangled Banner did not become the national anthem until 1931. Let me make sure I got that right. 1931, yes, right? So this is 1918. So they're playing it. Fred Thomas, Navy personnel, was on the field. When they started playing the Star Spangled Banner, he took his hat off, turned towards the flag, and went to the position of attention. So now, everybody else is noticing that he's doing that, so they kind of do it too. You got the Chicago Cubs executives on one side, and then you got the Boston Red Sox executives on the other side, and they're seeing this. So now, there was about 10,000 people in attendance. It wasn't really, it was wartime, so a lot of people couldn't really afford it. But The Chicago Cubs executive said, we may be on to something here. So what did they do? Before the next game was played at Wrigley, they advertised, come out and hear the Star Spangled Banner played. Show your patriotism. Show that you're a patriot by listening to the Star Spangled Banner. Put that in the paper. What do you think happened? The attendance for the next game shot up. Right? Right. So now you got the Boston Red Sox looking at this and saying, wait a minute, hold on, because we got an attendance problem too. We got an attendance issue too. We're going to do that too. So they started advertising it. Got back, bam. Now, Star Spangled Banner, 1918, 13 years later, the the Star Spangled Banner becomes the national anthem. Stop right there. So, AJ, I don't know if you know this or not, but so the Star Spangled Banner starts off like, oh, say, can you see, right? So there's a song. I'm going to tell it to you off air because I have to go back and actually look at it again. But, so the melody for the Star Spangled Banner comes from a British song, and the basis of the British song talks about womanizing and booze. Yes. The melody for the national anthem that we stand there and hold our hands over our hearts for and talk about how patriotic we are is based off of a song that talks about booze and womanizing, because it's actually a song for when the British soldiers would come back home, and this is how you celebrate. Patriots, I bet y'all didn't know that, right? All you fake patriots out there who get mad because somebody's taking a knee or not respecting the national anthem. I bet you didn't know that, right? I bet you didn't know that football started way before 1931. Do you think that they were holding their hands over their hearts and this, that, and the other? So, fast forward, AJ. 1931, bam, Star Spangled Banner becomes the national anthem. 1950, they don't really care about it no more. Doesn't matter to them anymore. They like, the war's over. We don't care. So, bam, nothing. Fast forward that to 2009. Now they want to be patriotic again. You know why? Because the Department of Defense is starting to make it rain towards Roger Goodell and the NFL owners. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Right? So now, all of a sudden, we're patriotic again. Now we're patriotic again. So now we're gonna show all these ceremonies and this, that, and the other. We're gonna have everybody come out and show how patriotic you are. Right? Why? Because we need that check. We need that money. So this Article 15 was actually based upon a history lesson to let these patriots know that, one, the national anthem is based off of women shaking their booties and getting drunk, which happens to be James Harden's favorite pastime. That's neither here nor there. Don't quote me on that. Second of all, I want you to know that it wasn't until 1931 that the Star Spangled Banner became the national anthem. And let's go all the way back to 1918 and tell you all that the Star Spangled Banner was played for monetary purposes. The Star Spangled Banner was played for monetary purposes. So you know what that means? It's time to take it out of sports. It is time for the national anthem to be totally removed from sports. All sports. It does not show how patriotic you are when you are listening to the Star Spangled Banner and then you sit down and they start the game. You don't even remember. Half the people don't even know the words. Sports Talk with Big Sarge on Century Radio Network. I'm out.